Hey guys, Boris Schlossberg. Welcome to the crosses section for May 8th and May 12th of 2017. And this week we have a tremendous amount of opportunities in crosses because there's tremendous amount of cross current movement in the calm dollars and the majors that present some very interesting opportunities in my opinion. First of all, the caddy turn trade I think presents some really interesting ideas to the short side with EuroCAD pretty much flaming out. If you take my hypothesis that the 110 is baked in, everything is to the upside, everything has already been discounted on the positive side to the euro, and the fact that the caddy is having some profit taking going on as oil begins to re-rally off the lows, then the whole trade here against the 52 stop looks really interesting on a turn basis. The next pair that I like, Aussie Kiwi, that's already been a very strong distributive trade for quite a while. But we'll take a look at the chart here, and this is really a much longer kind of a concept. But the idea here is that on a longer-term basis, you have deeper and stronger downside move here, potentially all the way down to the 105, as the chart looks negative on a much steeper, longer basis. And the last, but very much not the least, is the poster child for this whole risk rally. The whole risk rally since Macron won has been encapsulated in the euro-yen. And if you think that story is coming to an end, or if just basically it's due for a small amount of correction here, and I'll show you why on the charts, it's the prime candidate for a possible short here at the 124. Let's take a look at the charts here. And let's start with EuroCAD first. We'll leave the euro-yen to the last. So EuroCAD, to me, here's the sign of a turn candle here. 152 clearly the stop. It's been a runaway trade, really mirroring the sort of double combination of euro strength and caddy weakness. My argument here is this week we could see finally some resistance in the euro strength goes away, and caddy strength picks up, and that creates a possibility for a two-way unwind here below the 50, possibly all the way down to the 48 level. Aussie Kiwi is a much more conventional trade at this point because we've seen the decline, and in fact it's really coming into a pretty decent support area here, so it's hard to chase it to the downside here. But if you give yourself a scale-up trade. In other words, you're willing to take some here, scale up against it if it bounces against you. The chart looks quite good on a long-term basis. You have a series of lower highs. You have basically a continued failure to the downside. And should there be any kind of positive reaffirmation from RBNZ, in other words, if they simply say they're not going to cut rates any further and the Kiwi begins to rally, it's quite easy for us to see 106 before the end of the week. So this is a oversold trade right now, but it still has more potential to the downside as momentum on a long-term basis provides a lot of its potential. Now, my favorite trade of the week, if you like to fade big moves, for a couple of reasons. First of all, just the sheer amplitude of this move screams for some two-way relief. If you look at this, you're talking about basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 up days out of the last 15. Those type of one-way moves tend to exhaust themselves. So 24, obviously a natural stop. I mean, it's very, very tight. Probably the much more realistic stop is 25. That would be the stop where I would want to hold. And then the retrace back down, 122 at very least. This is really a combo of whether dollar-yen comes in on some profit taking on the yen crosses, or the euro takes a little bit of a tumble. I think it's much more likely that the euro simply stops going up and dollar-yen could come in a little bit, and that provides us with some possibility for a downside. There's no doubt you're shorting against a massive uptrend, but the uptrend is very long in a tooth here, and that's what makes this, I think, such a compelling trade as we open the week, because the risk here only about 100 points to the upside, but the potential to the downside could be as much as 200 on the unwind. Wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. That's how the week shapes up. Boris Schlossberg, over and out.